What's up guys, Maik Wiedenbach here, coming at you with what to do workout-wise when you have back pain. So back pain is a huge topic, right? People suffer from it and usually the answer is don't work out ever, don't train. That's wrong, because in most cases the back pain is caused by having weak glutes, tight hamstrings, which causes a tight lower back, which is a painful lower back. So the test to do so, if you're one of those victims, is an overhead squat. Most people, they buckle the knees inward and they're falling forward. So from the side, it would look like this. If that's you, then you're having a weak lower back. That's why it's hurting. So to correct that, you can start very simple with a glute ham raise, kind of putting like one foot under and just lifting yourself back up. Or obviously, you can do both legs. As you get more advanced, you want to do some sort of glute activation stuff, which is, say, 2 plates, just going stiff like single deadlift, just so you're feeling your glutes starting to work. And then you gotta train stuff, right? So you gotta train your legs. It won't get better on its own. So you're thinking you start with just very simple, some lunges. If you're making more of an effort of coming forward in the upper body, be more glute specific. Standing upright, it would be more on the quad. And you could do like a stiff lunge or reverse stepping lunges or that kind of thing. For the leg press, I'm not a huge fan because most people let it go down too far and then it increases tension in the lower back. So try it out, but always remember, active range of motion. So whatever you can pull your leg, that's your active range of motion. So if I was going to do this leg press, and this is as deep as I could go. Any lower, then I'm not really working my leg anymore, but the machine works. Squats, right? Well, obviously, putting a bar on is not the greatest of ideas, but what you could do is you have this, the trap bar squat. It's tremendous. So you could be simply standing wide, pushing the heels out, and work the glutes that way without creating any additional tightness in the lower back. If your gym doesn't have that, even though people always belittle it, the cable squat actually works really well. It allows you to focus on the glutes in a wide stance. The wider you stand, the more glutes, without you having to balance a weight. And you can also work on ankle flexibility. The hamstrings being tight, they won't just get better on their own. So dynamic stretches such as a light, please note I said light, cable deadlift would work tremendously. If you curl the toes up like so, you get even more of a stretch. Always focus on the glutes going back. The upper body will come down on its own, don't worry about that. And then there is the pull through, which I'm very fond of, also for the hamstrings and the lower back. So the main issue is that when people have lower back issues, they don't want to train. They're like, oh, something hurts. So let's say if your quad is sore, you're like, all right, But if your lower back is sore, you're like, I'm dying. That's it. You need to train those muscles. They keep your spine in check. Otherwise, bad things happen. So lower body, remember, strengthen the glutes. A, they get rounder, and B, they get stronger, and it will help you with the back pain. Stretch the hamstrings. You can forego direct quad work for a little while. With the upper body, obviously, I wouldn't be too keen on bent over rows, simply because they're coming out of strain. So you're probably better off with a simple seated row, just making sure you pushing from the elbows, driving through without ever whipping. And then the other thing that I would use caution is the standing overhead press, simply because that can also be, especially if you have, let's say, one foot out front, that could be an uneven pull on the spine. So you'd be better off seated and then simply make sure lower back's tight and drive it from here. Okay, so cliff notes. If you have back pain, it's probably because you have weak glutes and tight hamstrings. You must strengthen the glutes, they stretch the hamstrings, the lower back relaxes, you're pain-free. This won't happen on its own, so you must keep training. Maik out.